And welcome back to Hannity. It appears when Democrats can't find any substance to argue about, they attack Romney, Ryan. Well, they then play the race card. Now, this week, Democrats and their liberal allies in the media were in overdrive. Here's an example. Yahoo News was forced to can its D.C. bureau chief, David Chalian, after an open mic caught him saying that the Romneys, quote, would be happy to have a party with black people drowning. Now, that comment is absolutely disgusting. I don't even know where to begin. But joining me with reaction to all of this is the New York Civil Rights Coalition member, Mike Myers, and the author of the New York Times bestseller, Blacklash, Fox News contributor, Deneen Borelli. All right, let's start with the politicians. And then we're going to get to the media first. We got Joe Biden. We're going to put you all back in chains. Here's the L.A. mayor. Listen to his comment after seeing all the African Americans, Hispanics at the Republican National Convention this week.
You can't just trot out a brown face or a Spanish surname and expect that people are going to vote for your party or your candidate.
Pretty despicable, considering they were all elected by people, conservatives, and Republicans.
It is despicable, and the left is going to continue to play the race card because they are desperate right now. They know Obama has failed the country. He has especially failed the black community because there are concerns about black voters not going out to the polls like they did in 2008.
So trying to energize the base.
So
this is by design.
It's a scare tactic.
By design?
Absolutely.
By design?
By design. And it's not surprising. It is not unintentional, but it is unintelligent. It's racial drivel. And I find it abhorrent, particularly the elected officials, because they're playing the race card intentionally, as Romney and others have said, including some Democrats. They are playing the race card to divide us.
Is this Obama's campaign? Are they doing this on purpose?
Yes, they are. And I'll tell you why they're doing it. Because they are really taking the electorate for granted. They don't think that the electorate is very intelligent. They do not allow for the maturation of the American electorate. That means that people are prepared to evaluate candidates and incumbents not based on race, but based on competence or incompetence.
Obama stayed silent on, we'll put you all back in chains, stayed silent when the Truth Team member in Virginia accused Romney of being a racist. Right. You know, this has happened, though, a lot. You have Al Gore, before a predominantly African-American audience, when he's running for president, they don't even want to count you in the census. Hang on. And then you got Bill Clinton, saying that Obama played the race card on him. This seems to come up every election. Let's go back to 1998. Democratic Party, radio ad, Missouri. Listen to this.
When you don't vote, you let another church explode. When you don't vote, you allow another cross to burn. When you don't vote, you let another assault wound a brother or sister. When you don't vote, you let the Republicans continue to cut school lunches and Head Start.
Your action.
Well, that is unbelievable. And then also, look at the ad that recently came out with Allen West. He's punching an elderly white woman. They show him with a gold tooth in his mouth.
A kid.
That's racist. How come there's no outrage and outcry about that being a racist ad? It's ridiculous.
It seems to happen every election cycle. It's a false narrative about conservatives that I resent. And it seems like some point there's going to be a backlash.
I'm a liberal Democrat, and I resent it. And I think that President Obama, who's supposed to be so articulate and eloquent, he can't find his voice. And I wonder why. It means he identifies with that racial rhetoric.
All right, let's go to the media, which I think we just mentioned this guy that eventually got fired for those idiotic remarks while the hurricane was going to New Orleans. Let's go, the worst of the worst has been NBC News. This is only a small sample of the hysteria that is going on at Tom Brokaw, Brian Williams, and Matt Lauer's network. Watch this.
The Republican strategy is basically to be a white party and a white Southern party. So the Republican Party has decided to go all in for 2012 on getting as many old and white male voters as they can.
This party, the Republican Party, is gay bashing, Muslim bashing, Latino bashing, immigrant bashing, women bashing every day.
It means we are about to find out whether you can win a presidential election in this country in this year, in the year 2012, by deliberately running against minority voters.
Romney is very, very comfortable, it seems, with people who are like him. That's one of the reasons why he seems so stiff and awkward.
You are playing that little ethnic card there. You can play your games and giggle about it.
Well,
but the fact is your side is playing that card.
Okay, well,
when you start talking about work requirements, you know what game you're playing. And everybody knows what game you're playing. It's a race card.
You know, Mr. Thrill Up is like, everything's racism
look,
on NBC. Everything.
There is no adult home at MSNBC. Chris Matthews and Rachel Maddow and the others, they are taking lessons in racial buffoonery from the likes of their colleague Al Sharpton. And I think that it's appalling that this racial rhetoric, it comes out the mouth of so-called journalists and anchors and hosts to the extent that we don't understand what is facts, what is truth, because they use the props and the stage, the convention in order
What's
to.
really outrageous is the fact that they ignore the new Black Panther Party and their calls of bloodshed and revolution in the streets and voter intimidation in 2008 in Philadelphia. That is ignored by networks such as MSNBC, who was really, I think, a PR.
They are repeating the Democrats' mantra: the war on women, the war on Hispanics, the war on gays.
They are the extension of the Obama re-election press office. I mean, it's a total extension.
Public relations.
But how can NBC as a news outlet allow it?
Well, they don't want to talk about Obama's
There's no
failed
adults.
policy,
There's no standards.
Unemployment through the roof.
I think there's going to be
a
backlash.
Yes,
no pun on
Meaning what?
I think there'll be I think this is the president's not likable. His likability is going down. There is a lack.
You mean on the part of the American electorate?
Only speaks out when Sandra Fluck.
Yeah.
But not a conservative. There's a double standard, and there is, you know, to not speak out and be consistent.
I want to know where the adults are at MSNBC.
All right.
But there are no standards.
Thanks,
not
guys.
just double standards, no standards.